So as some of you know, in the office we've got a Sony F950, and we do a fair bit of shooting on it. But the problem is it's really hard to take out. So in the studio we have a drive system, or we can get a deck for it. But it doesn't have an internal tape deck. It's just pumping an enormous amount of 444 data out of it. And one of the things that we've been constantly looking for is a portable way to have something that we could just attach to the camera. And we were just like, if it's just a little box that we could attach to the camera, it'd be worth it. Well, that's what this is, and a whole lot more. This is a Cine-Deck, and what you have here is it is a recorder. So what you have, if I pull this out here, SSD drive, standard SSD drive, nothing special. And a 128 will hold about 40 minutes of 444 data. So you can slide it in here and record. And as I said, if that's all it did, it would be worth its weight in gold, but that's not all it does. If you look at this, you've got a monitor, and as I said, one of the coolest monitors that I've seen on a camera. So it's a complete touchscreen display. So if I want to look at focus here, I can go in here. I'm looking at a 1-to-1 pixel, and I'm able to move it around, see exactly where I'm going here. I can turn that back. I can look at the histogram, and if I want to see the whole histogram, I can look at an overlay here, pull it back. Here you can see them, it's being adjusted. I can look at the edges, and here, this is going to allow me to check focus. So I can do this. And again, there's a lot of monitors that have this as a, have these options, but there are all these little dials, and there's all this stuff around it, and it's just not nearly as intuitive. If I want to change the name, I just click on the name. I can change the names here. If I want to change the time code offset, here's the time code offset. So all of these things are just simply really, really simple. Everything is built in. It's exactly where you think it would be. If there was a company other than Cine-Deck doing this, I would think it was Apple. So I mean, because you really have this interface that's very pro, but at the same time, it's also really, really, really well thought out in a way that really makes it work on set. So instead of just having a box that's going to record, you've got a box that can record. You can play it back because you're recording. Of course, you can play it back, you can check focus, you can check exposure, you can check all those pieces right there on set, right there on camera. So a fantastic, it's going to set you back almost $9,995, almost 10 grand. And for those of you who have this kind of need, it will be the best $10,000 you ever spent. So we're here at PRG, and one of the things that we just finished doing last year was over 100 shots of people inside of cars where they're in green screen. And what we had was actually someone holding an LED light. Just to get interactive light, they were just kind of washing it back and forth over the side of the car. And it was good enough to kind of tell a story that there's some interactive light outside, but it really left a lot to be desired when it comes to interactive light and really feeling like you're part of it. Now, the reason you want to do this is you don't want to go outside and put big things on the side of your car, although that is kind of cool, and we'll show you that later, but you don't want to do that for every single shot that you want to have. You want to have control over the sound. You want to have control over the lighting. You want to have control over the crew. You want all of those things to be on a sound stage if you can, in front of a green screen, and you can add that background later. The problem is, of course, is that you don't get any of that interactive light. Well, that's what this solves, and this is I guess what's being called kind of a digital poor man's process here. But what this is you got a big LED screen. Look at that. See, that's all LEDs up there. And so you have a big LED, and what this is doing is it's actually projecting a movie that's going over top of the car. Now, why would you want that? Well, it gives you all the interactive light, the coloration. You can go out and shoot the background that you're going to use, or the sky that you're going to use, or you can shoot it when you're outside, when you're doing the background plates. You can get that information, reproject it over top of the car when you're actually doing the car segments, and it's going to be a much more useful process as far as tying people back together. So what you want to do is you want to tie people back into the scene. You want them to see that, and you can see that it's a lot of light. I mean, you can actually get a lot of information here. It really is a very, very bright solution, and as the colors change, that's going to really help me feel like I'm part of the background. So the green screen, when we add that digital background back in, the coloration going on to the actors is going to be a lot more accurate, a lot more like what they were actually in when you're doing the shot. So again, it's PRG, and this is for rental. It's not something you can buy, and it's pretty nifty. So we're here at Pictor Vision, and you're probably, you've seen these big balls on the front of a helicopter and seen the shots. You probably wondered what it looked like inside one of those big balls. Well, this is what it looks like. So what you have here is, of course, you have the control to do 360 degrees in any direction. So you can really get just about anything that you'd want. Of course, this is going to attach to your helicopter, and so you can be flying around. Now, one of the things that makes this so interesting is, in addition to being able to handle all of this, and you can see you're able to handle the aperture, the focus, the zoom, all of those things are you're able to handle remotely. One of the things that this allows you to do is also has some very specific gyros. So these gyros are actively feeling, and they're basically like a noise cancellation that you'd have in a Bose headset, where they're actually feeling the vibration and then counteracting that vibration to make sure that you get a nice, smooth shot in the end. So no matter what's happening, whether it's on a boat or a plane or in a helicopter, and typically a helicopter here, all those little vibrations are counteracted by they're counteracted within the system. So it's definitely, the only way to shoot. You're not going to go out there and shoot out the side of a helicopter. You've got to put one of these on the front. And Pictor Vision is one of the leading solutions just for that. So we're here at Motion Picture Marine, and we're really, we're looking for the perfect horizon, and it turns out that we have found it. So what this is this is a motor with a gyro built in, or a series of them, and what it allows it to do is it's counteracting the kind of push back and forth. So when you're shooting on a boat, if you've ever shot on a boat, yeah, it's impossible. So so basically you're going like this no matter what's going on. You're going up and down, and you're going back and forth, and you're trying to get that steady shot, and that's what this is built for. So what it does, you've got your whole camera rig up here, and you have the ground kind of going like this, and it is actually keeping a very, very steady shot. I don't know of any other way to really do this well. We really have this being able to really bounce it around, and you're moving around. You can imagine shooting off the back of you're either shooting a subject or you're shooting off the back of a boat. And all of those things, allow you to, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a boat. You could be on the back of a truck for all that matters. And you have, the roll and the pitch and all these other things that you have to counteract. And this will do it for you automatically and allow you to get that nice steady shot that you really wanted, that you imagined out there. And so again, this is called Perfect Horizon.